Everybody, I just have to fix a couple things on here when I first get on. So it's Sunday and we normally do our lives on Sunday, and I feel like we have some things to talk about that we've done throughout the week. It's been a long week. I'm gonna wait for a couple of you guys to get on here and then we will start. But I didn't mention on my post today that we were doing live because I didn't know if we were gonna have time or not to jump onto a live. Let me fix this right here. Hi everybody. Hi from Phoenix, Waco, Texas, California. Hola. Hola todos. Hi guys, love your channel. Need more Aaron. House is looking beautiful. Thank you. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia, California. Hi Connie. California, Coachella, California. Hi Sonia.
There's a lot of people from California.
A lot of people from California. I feel like this week we've met a couple of people that were from California. Do you remember where they were from?
From El Monte.
Creative Threads, hi. She's from Missouri. Hi from Cleveland, Texas. I love all your taco videos. Me too. Greetings from Blue Island, Illinois, from California. Hi, everybody. Flagstaff, Arizona. And I've been feeling lately like I want to go take a visit out to Arizona. My aunt lives out there.
I really just want to go to get some flagstone because we can't find flagstone here for. I don't know if that's like, you know, I mean, something that just have in Arizona somewhere. Or
how would you bring it in here?
I don't know. I was hoping like Home Depot would carry it, or you know what I mean. But I looked all over the place on their website and I couldn't find any.
Saying hello from Florida. Is this position? It said it's horizontal, right?
It looks like that. Yeah, because usually your comments on like the side of it.
All right, and you guys let us know if we have good Wi-Fi and if our lighting is good. Little Blue Farmhouse from Guanajuato. Hola. Holland, Michigan. I love Holland. It reminds me of when Abby was a baby and they had the Carter outlet. What was that thing called where like, it was like a Polish, was it Polish or Dutch? Dutch village.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a Dutch village out there. And they always have like mini goats and stuff. Hola, a little dark. I can hear you well, wonderful, a little dim. Oh, try to turn this light on, hon. That might help. We're trying, guys. We're trying to bring up the light. We might invest in a, what's it called?
Ring light.
A ring light.
So in case you guys are already like noticing this, but my mom's house doesn't have any like
no lights,
like ceiling lights. Like that,
no.
This is all we have right here.
Right, and it's very dim. And we thought that was so funny that she didn't put any, like the bedrooms don't have lights.
Yeah, like so you could turn on with a switch. They just don't have it.
Sorry, my phone keeps falling, you guys. I was watching you yesterday, and my son, who's 50, was in the living room, and he started watching, asking questions. I had to narrate, laugh out loud. He liked your family. Oh. Let me go down right here. Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, there it goes.
What is going on?
I don't know the phone. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to fix the phone.
Well, now you cut half our head off.
Okay, there. Okay, I'm not going to touch it. It should stay right where it's at. Have a great live show. Can't watch today because we are watching the Mexico versus Panama soccer game. Woohoo, I hope Mexico wins. Much better now, still a little dark. Buenos noches, Texas. And when you go live, I need to, yeah, we're going to get a ring light. Probably by next Sunday, we'll have a ring light for our lives, and we might try bringing on some special guests again. A lot of people have requested my sister Emily to come back on. she broke some of the live rules. So I'm gonna have to go over the live rules again with her. But a lot of people, okay, and turning that light on helped a lot, they said. Love eating tacos. Looks a wee bit brighter. Hello from Indiana. Tap the button, it helps their channel. Thank you so much, you guys. Are you guys not watching the Mexico versus Panama soccer game? We're not, but I'm sure everybody in the ranch is watching it. I'm positive they probably are. You think so?
Yeah, I'm assuming. I'm not really much of a sports
I'm
fan.
surprised Cristiano didn't hear about it. Okay, one of the live rules, it's not a real live rule, but one of the live rules, like for me, is I just didn't want Emmy, my sister Emily, bringing up like topics she shouldn't bring up. And then she took a bunch of shots of tequila, which was funny, but she takes it too far sometimes. But I think we're gonna have her on again. And I'm gonna try to find a couple other special guests to bring on. Maybe some people who have YouTube vlogs as well and are in the same position, living the same life as me and my husband. I would love to do that. So I'm gonna see if there's a way I can do a live with a couple other YouTube channels that are like ours. So we can just talk about our life here, things we've been through, experiences, things like that. Hola. So said, I love your sister. She's so real and fun. She is so funny. Turn up your screen light, makes the video brighter. Mexico is winning by 1 now. Oh, wonderful. From San Antonio, Michigan. Is your family from Michigan still there? No, they might come back in July, we're thinking. Do you speak with Candace? She's building her home too. Who's Candace?
La abuelita 70.
Oh, her name is Candace? Oh, wow. You know what? I don't know if she would reach out to me because her platform is a lot bigger. But if she did, that would be really cool to do a live with her and go back and forth because we kind of live in the same type of rancho. She calls it a pueblo, but it's kind of the same thing, I feel like.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where she's from.
I think she's from a place called Pueblo. Do you guys
Puebla.
know where Puebla? Do you guys know where Candace is from? I think it's kind of similar to where we're not close to us, but the same type of ranch style. They're building a really beautiful home too. Mm-hmm. Really beautiful home. Okay, so Pueblo is different from a rancho. Yeah, see, I'm curious. Because where they live looks similar to where we live. So I'm just not sure, but she calls it Pueblo.
No,
and she lives in Puebla.
It's called Puebla.
Puebla, okay. Aaron, your son looks like your mom. Yes, lots of people from Texas. Puebla, okay. Yeah, you know what I was a little bit curious about though, is that, so like I said, it's similar to ours. So they have a plaza and a church, and then surrounding is the homes, like the family homes, and then surrounding that is people's properties. So here where we live on our rancho, the properties are just meant for farming. Nobody lives out there. Most people live close together. Like I said, the middle of the plaza. She is building on her husband or her and her husband's property, and they're pretty far out. When you watch her vlog, I think it takes her like 25 minutes to walk from the house she's in right now to her new home she's building. And so I would love to ask her. I wouldn't want to build that far out because I love being in the center of the town, but I also like that we have a little bit of property. So I'm curious why they decided to build so far out.
I'm just not, I guess I don't watch her channel enough, but I don't know if it's really that far out.
It is. I watched her vlog. Because she walked to it once and she even said that. And if you guys watch it as well, let me know. But I think she said that from the house she lives in right now, which is kind of by like the center of their Puebla or their rancho, she has to walk like 25 minutes to get to her house because it's out on their family's labor, like out on their family's property. So I was kind of curious about that because nobody here builds out in their fields or in their levels. They all try to stay as close as they can. So I would just be curious to ask her about that. Like, how is she going to feel being kind of further away from everybody? Because I wouldn't like that. I like being able to like see everybody every day passing by and see the kids going by and things like that. I love the history. I'd love to enjoy Lalo talking about his family history again and what year his family got their property. Oh yeah, we will talk about that because that's one of my favorite things to talk about is history
property?
in Mexico. Probably just when, like, how did your family come about right here?
I don't know. I don't know the full story of it. I know that my grandpa had a lot of property. Well, considered a lot of property. I think back then was because they were founders. They kind of just grabbed whatever they wanted, pretty much.
And let me say something real quick. Somebody on here said she wanted to build further out because she has a lot of animals. But again, people here who are dairy farmers, they don't keep their cows in their backyard of their home. They keep them further out. So I don't know, it's just kind of, I'm curious.
I mean, it just take a lot more. I mean, the electrical and then water supply and I mean, there's a lot more to think about once you're farther out.
Right. But I will let my husband get back to his family history here because I was the one probably who dug deep into your family's history because
Yeah.
it was never talked about.
No, my parents never talked about Mexico while we were living in the States.
No, and it's really wild because his dad has passed away and we were really close with his dad, and I wish now that we would have known there was so much history here in the rancho in Mexico so that we could have asked him, like, what stories did his grandfather tell him? And all we know is that there used to be an old Spanish hacienda and his great-grandfather would have worked for that. But then his grandpa, we're thinking around his teenage years, they probably would have fought for this land, and then he had a bunch of children and they split the land up.
Yeah.
Which is part of the land we're living on right now.
Like I said, I don't know exactly what. I mean, like, what stinks is that my dad was the youngest. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then most of my uncles already passed. There's not really a whole lot of people that I can ask about. The guy that's actually building our house, he was my dad's, what's it called? Godson. So, I mean, he hung out a lot with my dad and stuff, and he knows a lot of the history about this town, but not necessarily my dad's family.
Mm-hmm. But it's because Cristiano, my son Cristiano, he has been begging me since he got back from Michigan to watch For the Greater Glory. Is that what it's called?
I think somebody suggested it on here.
Right, For the Greater Glory. I watched half of it last night with him. And because if you guys watch our vlogs, you know that we've been to a couple historical places that I've showed you. And during the, how do you say it, that war?
Cristero War?
During the Cristero War, some of the old homes here still have bullet holes and really deep history of it. So my son Cristiano had already physically seen all this history, but then when he watched that movie, he just couldn't believe it. And during that time, would it have been your grandpa or your great-grandpa going through that?
Both.
Because just in the ranch over, there's a really old hacienda that has a watchtower and bullet holes in it from that time. Oh, so it would have been your great-grandpa and your grandpa. Mm-hmm. That is such a good movie to watch because Mexico really stepped up for their freedom of religion.
A lot of that stuff happened around here.
Yeah, it happened around here. A lot of the vaqueros that had fought in that war against the government, they were from around here. Like, you can find historical artifacts and like bullet holes still in the old houses and still in the old haciendas from that. And it's just wild to me that some of this stuff isn't in a museum. It's just in people's backyards. And they're like, oh, you can just come look at it. And we're like, what? This is such a huge part of history. And it's wonderful that my kids get to be a part of it because they're not just learning Spanish, but they're also learning about their family's history. And It was weird because the last vlog I posted, or 2 vlogs ago, when I was in the backyard with our goat, and I was talking about the tree your grandpa used to sit at.
Yeah.
And I sometimes, whenever I'm back there, I think, man, what would he think of this? Like, what did he have to go through to escape the hacienda, like slave labor, and have this land? And would he ever have thought it would have turned into this? And like people all over the world watch our vlogs and see his home.
Gigi was telling me that, like, my great grandpa would have been against it. Okay, because
Against what?
against leaving the hacienda. Because
Okay.
first of all, there was no work outside of there.
Yeah, it was just vacant land.
Yeah. So then, you know, even if you had property, you didn't have the resources to work that property. You know, so it was just hard. It was a hard decision to want to become independent from that. Even though you were working for barely anything, you were still taken care of.
You're still taken care of, and it's, I just wish his grandpa was here to tell us, like, because we know, since his grandpa is a founder of this ranch, so if you watch on some of my vlogs, they have a statue, and engraved in it is the name of the founders of the rancho, and his grandpa's on it. And I wish I could ask him, like, what did you have to do? Was it hard to step away from what you were born into, which he would have been born into slave labor through these haciendas? And then to see how much this ranch has grown since then.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody kind of knows the outcome of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I think it's hard to, like, from what I understand, my grandpa had wealth. Okay, like, I don't want to say he was wealthy like in money, but he had cattle, he had property, he had all these things. Okay, he had resources to work this property. I don't know that. Like, Gigi was telling me, the guy that's building our house was telling me that he remembers there was only one truck that can go and get materials. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even to build a house, you're building it out of mud. You know what I mean? So there was no beams, there was no stone, there was no, even if you had to, you know what I mean, you had to go get stone from somewhere, you would use bueyes or like oxen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'd have like a plow thing like this, and then like the bigger rocks, that's how they would move them.
Right. It's wild. It's so unbelievable sometimes that God has gifted us to live here and to make it prosperous, and that sometimes I love to hear your dogs bark. I swear they know when we turn on the live, and they're like, I'm just gonna bark at every single thing running down the road. But yeah, we love it. We're really blessed, and
that might just be us. You know what I'm saying? We probably just like knowing these things. I mean, other people might not be interested in it. I don't know.
Some people aren't interested because I overly ask questions. When we were at Don Coche down the road, it's like this petting farm, but they had all these historical things, and I could not stop asking them questions. They were so annoyed with me, and I was like, but you guys don't understand. It's so hard to find history. You can see history. You can see the old haciendas that are crumbling. You can see the old homes. You can see all these things, but nobody has a lot of facts. It's just vision. It's just what you can see. So I'm always trying to get some more facts. But it would be really cool in the backyard if we could get a metal detector.
I had two of them.
Yeah, but one that works.
They both work.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to go back there, the metal detector. It's amazing how they built those homes back then, and then they're still standing. You know what's amazing to me is, so we call it the old house. This is my mother-in-law's house, but then there's an older house in the back that was the original to this ranch. My husband's grandpa built it. And his kids, he had 12, right? Or 13?
No, there would have been 12. One passed away at birth, so there was 11.
So there was 11 children, and all of them had to sleep on the floor unless they harvested crops and they were in the sacks. Then they'd put the sacks inside and they could sleep on top of the sacks. But my mother-in-law told me that when she came to Mexico with my father-in-law and they had my husband and their other children, she said that they lived in that old house and she said snakes would drop through the ceiling. And she said one day she seen one drop. And she said they didn't have anything to put their clothes into. They just had like a box or something. And she's like, she'd have to take the stick because she was from like kind of the city. She didn't grow up in the rancho. And so she said she was terrified. And like a rat used to bite his brother's toe when he was a baby. But all their children survived and thrived and grew up, even with all the like elemental dangers, like alacrans and snakes and spiders and.
I mean, that just goes along with the territory. I mean, it's not like you just learn to live with it. But
Yeah.
what's more amazing to me is that, you know, I didn't know this. Okay, so the guy that's building my house was just telling me about it. So there was, because this was part of the hacienda, there is still remains of different systems, like watering systems that they had. So if you go over by the cemetery, there used to be a huge,
Know this.
like a huge, like cistern, like it was made out of stone, okay? And that's where the water. You know how I told you there was a like an ancient well that
Yeah.
comes from the mountain, so that would feed that into that pool.
Cat sits at the bottom
Yeah, it would feed into it, and then that would distribute
to the ranch.
throughout the ranch, and then whatever overflow went to the creek. That's why people would wash their clothes in the creek.
Okay, that's amazing. Because, yeah, we have a creek in the back of our house. If you watched my short recently, me and Cristiano were stepping over it to bring our neighbor eggs. But my mother-in-law used to wash her clothes in the creek. They didn't have washer or dryers or
And all that
anything
stuff
like
was all that stuff was made by the old hacienda owner.
Yeah. Oh, really? Here in the ranch? Wow. And you guys, because the old hacienda where we believe my husband's great grandpa would have worked, is ruins now. You can still see some of it, but it's on private property. But no one's ever there. Every time we pass it, I want to go up there and look at it so bad. Because you guys know I love history. That's all I want to do. I want to go up there and I just want to look around. But we don't know who owns that property. Otherwise, I'd ask.
I don't think you'd get much from it, to tell you the truth.
I would. Me going up there and just seeing what it looks like would fill my heart.
No,
I
so
don't know what it is, but.
my dad's brother, he's still alive. He actually got married there and has photos of it.
Wait, well, I didn't know he had photos of it. I need to go there and look around. I need to see what materials were made, how I can just envision it. That's one thing that's different about me and my husband. I can look at it and see it. It comes into full picture in my mind. And I was asking you that one day. I was like, when you see something, okay, so I was telling him, I said, if there was like an apple on the table, I would envision a whole entire kitchen, a table full color, and a beautiful apple if someone was talking to me. But is that how you would envision it in your mind? Or do you just see
I don't think about stuff like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Isn't that weird? Some people think in like black and white. They don't even think in color. And some people see in just one color. Like there would just be an apple and that's it. And then some people see a whole entire landscape around them.
I don't know.
Did you see a whole entire landscape?
No, I don't even want to think about it, a stupid apple. I like to think about it as like having an apple and peanut butter.
Right. No, but I'm saying, but no, because me and my husband, I don't want to say we argue about our house, but we're building a home right now. And I envision my home, because I'm an artist, you guys. I don't know if a lot of you guys know that, but I'm an artist. And my full-time job besides being a mom was photography. And I can envision things. So when we're building our home, I don't just see the home. I see all of these things like in the churches, in the old haciendas, all the old artifacts that I've seen in different places. That's what I see in my head as I'm building our home. I do not see a modern home. I don't even want our home to resemble modern. or anything like that. So today my husband was talking about cabinets. I already have like floating cabinets in my mind with all the pottery that I love around Mexico, and my husband just wants cabinets.
No, you know what I think about? Because she was saying that she wants open cabinets. Okay, and I was like, for what? So you just show all your broken pottery?
Yes.
That's like what I
Yes.
think of.
Right, but that's because he doesn't have the artist vision. Because once it all comes together, he's gonna feel like, oh, I feel like I'm still in Mexico. I feel like I'm inside of my family's history.
I know
That's
I'm in
what I
Mexico.
want it to feel like. But you wouldn't feel like that if you were in a modern home.
I'd still be in Mexico. I wouldn't
But you
care.
wouldn't feel.
I don't need the feeling.
Okay,
I
but
just need a
listen,
home.
that's why people who aren't artists look at art or buy art because they can't do it themselves. So like you think, oh well, it would just be a home, but once you walk into a home that somebody like envisioned and put their love and heart into, it feels different.
I understand what you're saying. I
He doesn't
just don't
understand.
see it. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, you don't see it, but
I can build stuff out of scratch. You know what I'm saying?
that's all I'm asking you to do is build it.
Well, that's fine. I can.
I'll tell you
I
where to
don't
mold
know how
it.
to do that.
I know, but I did tell him there is no way I'm putting a modern kitchen in our home. There's no way. It's absolutely not. No. It's going to be very minimal, like how when you walk into the old homes in Mexico, it was very minimal. I want it to be minimal. I want to be able to put up artifacts and
Man, we should've
clay
just bought a yurt.
pots and no, you don't understand because I still want it to look like an hacienda. Ugh, he's not understanding, but that's okay.
I do
Because
understand.
once he lives in it, he's gonna enjoy it, and he's gonna be like, "Man, I feel like I'm in Mexico and I'm living the earthy feel of it."
Listen, I'm gonna go inside when it gets dark and go to sleep. That's what I'm gonna do.
He's
Okay.
not. He could have married anyone in the world. He could be in the United States right now, living in a very modern home.
I don't want a modern
And
home.
he married the one gringa who was like, I'm not Mexican, but I want to go live in Mexico and I want to dive into it and live the beautiful Mexican life.
That's
so now
great.
that's what he has to do. Look at Lalo stop, see? Because they know. I'm telling you guys right now, when it comes time for our kitchen, it's gonna be rough. Right now it's been fine, but we're gonna be getting into it.
I'll build you whatever you want. I can't see what you see. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right, but can you imagine like what our windows and home looks like right now, and then you walk in and it's like a modern kitchen?
all I can imagine
would
is like
literally-
how long it's gonna take me to clean it.
You don't clean. I clean. You don't lift a finger in the house. No, I clean all day long. I know what I'm gonna have to clean.
We're gonna have to get like one of those robot sweeper things.
I'm not even joking. I'm saving for that so it can sweep up alacrans like in the middle of the night. Because I found an alacran like this big the other day. And I was like, man, if we had an automatic sweeper, it would sweep one of those right up. But let me tell you guys this. Can you imagine if you know what our house build looks like right now? You can see the vision I've put into it with the arch windows and where we've placed things. Can you imagine the disappointment if you're at the outside of this home and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what the inside looks like. And you open it up and it looks like just modern and normal. I would be so disappointed. I wouldn't even want to live in my house like that. I wouldn't be comfortable. I would be like, how can this beautiful piece of art look like that? And then you walk inside and you're like, what? What?
I
tell you that right
I don't
now.
understand. I don't see that.
Hun.
I don't.
And then the next big thing we have to do is we have to go look for, I don't know what the expense is going to be because it's going to be handcrafted like the pots, but the clay tiles that are older. I don't know what you'd call them.
Yeah, so I think they're called terracotta tiles.
Okay.
And the guy building our home, we showed him kind of what it was through Google, and he happened to know that there's a place called Acatic, Jalisco, where they make all these things. So they make, different style tiles like that, like terracotta tiles.
Right.
But that's also like an hour and a half away. So I don't know. And the bad thing about this is that we can't buy like small batches out of time. So like what he said to do was, you go to whatever shop you like, because I guess there's a bunch of them, and then you tell them, how many tiles you want for the square footage, and they do it all in one go, so that your tiles end up the same thickness, the same size, the same color, things like that. So he goes, if you buy different batches, you might get some that are thicker than others. Maybe they're more discolored, or, just things like that. So that's kind of a lot too. So we're gonna have to buy
A lot at once.
Yeah, like 300 meters at once.
And we're gonna have to think about how to get it here to the ranch. It's the same as when, I didn't know this, but when we buy brick, we have to buy huge batches of it because you can't mix and match your batches of brick.
Yeah, so that happened to us already. So like, same thing with brick. You might get some that are wider than others, and some are discolored, or some are. We're not gonna leave the exposed brick, so it's not really a problem there. But if we were, you'd be able to see all those different colors.
Yeah. And then somebody on here said their mom did lighter tiles so that she could see the alacrans.
Yeah, my mom has really light tiles too.
I can't do light tile, you guys. I need it to look like the clay of the earth. Yeah, I need it to look like the clay of the earth.
My God.
That's what I need. Somebody on here said Aaron wants it to feel like an experience. And that's literally, I want you to walk in.
I live the experience. Okay, I'm living in Mexico right now.
I know, but think about it. When somebody takes a photo and you look at it, they're expressing something to you. And that's why you look at it for a while. You're like, man, that's so beautiful. Look at how all these things like came together. So like when people walk in, or like when we walk in every day, we're gonna be like, okay, we feel like we're at home. We feel like we're at peace. We feel like we're walking into a peaceful, calm home filled with art.
Maybe I just don't need it. I want you to have your house you want. That's it.
You say that, but you keep bringing up the cabinets.
No, I was wondering about the cabinets so I could figure out what it is we're doing with the cabinets, because you haven't mentioned that.
I know, but I need you to understand that. Don't even ask to look. If you see modern cabinetry anywhere in Mexico, look away. Don't get your hopes up. Don't think I should mention this. Nothing. I want you to think gross. I'm not going there. Like, we're not stepping over that line.
Well, listen, I don't want to feel like I'm going camping either.
It's not going to feel like that. I don't know how to express how it's going to feel, you guys. I just have to... I take it one step at a time. Like even with the windows and stuff, we're taking it one step at a time. Somebody did mention to me the wall that's going from, like you're walking up the stairs and then it'd be to your left, that wall, we didn't know what to do with it because we didn't want it to feel enclosed. And someone said, put the indents, like in the original home to our ranch, there's indents in the walls where they put candles because they didn't have electricity. So we are going to do that wall, and we're going to put indents in the wall and we have some old things from his grandpa, and we're going to put those in the wall. It's going to be so cool. I'm so glad someone mentioned that. Mm-hmm. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. I don't know how they're going to put the indents in the wall, but I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I don't know either, so don't look at me.
No, I know, but you have to think about those things.
I won't have to think about it till I'm there.
Yeah, but no, you have to think about it, though, to make sure you know how to do it. Okay, and can you see these ones, huh? No. The ones in span? Well, try to look a little closer. It's going to be beautiful. All right, you guys, and then there's something else we wanted to talk about, and me and my husband were talking today. So our daughter Abigail had her quinceañera here in the rancho, and not everybody gets to have a quinceañera. And there's a girl in our ranch, she lives right up the road from us, and she's actually Abby's cousin. She would be
my third cousin.
Right. But she's Abby's age, and we've just loved her since the beginning. She's in class with Abby. Well, anyways, I don't want to say their family doesn't have much. Financially, no, but in love, they have a lot. And this girl came over to our house today with her mom because she wanted to borrow a dress for her little niece. And she is going to be having a quinceañera in May.
No, it's not a quinceañera.
No, but it will be her 15th birthday.
Yeah, but it's not a quinceañera. There's a difference between a birthday and a quinceañera.
Yeah, it will be her birthday, but she's not having a party, which is very normal here in Mexico, especially in the ranchos. It is rare that somebody has a quinceañera because they are so expensive. But she came to our house and she asked if I would do photos for her birthday when she turns 15. And I was like, yeah, of course I will. And I know their family doesn't have the means to buy her a dress. So me and my husband were thinking that we are going to try to bring her to Guadalajara in April. And we told her, let's just go look and see, like if you could look at dresses. It's all about the experience. But we think we're going to bring her and we're going to try to pick out a dress for her.
Yeah, I mean, if we can. I mean, I don't want to say this like for sure. I'm saying if we can, but it makes me feel bad for her just because, she doesn't really get much. She's the only girl. She has, what, 3 brothers or?
She has 3 older brothers, and she was actually in Abigail's quinceañera. She was one of the main girls in it. And so we feel it on our heart. Even whenever we like budget every month, we know every month when we do our budget, we leave money aside for like tithing almost. But since we don't have a church here, we try to help other people where we can. So this is something special that we are going to try to vlog in April and in May for her. But we're kind of excited. I'm kind of excited to share that experience. And we want to get a feel of how she feels about it, because sometimes we know her well enough that I think it would be her dream to, at least, if she can't have a big party, at least if she could pick out a beautiful gown and I could do her photos, I think that would feel like a lot to her.
It's also hard though, because she doesn't want to, take advantage of the situation either. You know what I'm saying? So I think she's gonna be
nervous to tell us what she likes.
Yeah.
So me and my husband were talking about that today, and we're like, because she asked for photos, and I was like telling my husband was translating for me. I was like, Lupita, when I do your photos, because I do photos very unique. I was like, that we have to find you the most beautiful gown. And she was really nervous, and she's like, we bought her dress for Abby's 6th grade graduation because they had matching material, her and Abby. And at that time, me and my husband were struggling so hard, but we knew it was important for her because we see that she goes without a lot all the time. We see her wearing Abby's clothes from 2 years ago. So we try to help her where we can.
And she's a lot taller than Abigail. So.
She's taller. She is so beautiful, you guys. She is one of the most beautiful girls. Just naturally beautiful and so kind-hearted. So that's gonna be a vlog coming up, I hope in April, because I asked her, I said, if we take you to Guadalajara, would it be okay if we vlog it kind of like Abby did? And she's like, oh yeah, that's fine. And we always mess with her. We're like, oh, a bunch of people are gonna be watching you though. She thinks it's so funny. But we are gonna be doing that for her. I was thinking about setting something up if people did wanna help towards her dress. I'm just not sure how exactly to set something up yet for that, because it'd have to be specific. If anybody wanted to donate towards it, it would have to be for that specific dress. So we don't know yet. We still have to take her out there and let her look and see if she even wants to pick one. But I'm hoping she does.
Maybe.
I hope so.
So
that will be something that will be coming up, and we're excited to share with you guys. There's a lot of times me and my husband get the opportunity to help people in big ways, and we don't always get to vlog it. And I don't want to vlog it to show off. I want to be able to vlog it so people can see. When you can give to someone without any expectation of them giving back to you or knowing they can't give back to you, you just fill their life with so much joy. And sometimes it makes me feel bad that we can't always vlog the people that we've been able to help just through our YouTube and our YouTube family and opportunities we've been given. It's just such a big, huge blessing. We were able to bless someone for a parade coming up. Somebody in a ranch, and I won't say their name because I don't know I don't even know if they'd watch this or not.
I don't know. I don't know either.
But she recently lost her dad, and she wanted to do the Reina so bad. She's in Annabelle's grade. And her mom was nervous to do it because when you lose somebody like that who financially is helping your family so much, every little bit you have goes towards necessities. And me and my husband and Annabelle surprised her with a Reina dress that we had custom made in Ocotlan. And she's just a little girl. That meant so much to her family. And her mom came here the other day because we have to decorate my car for the parade. And I told her mom, I wanted her mom to know that she's never alone. Like, even though they lost their husband, she has us here and the community in the rancho for things like this. For her daughter's Reina stuff, or if she needs a car to decorate, because not everybody here has a car. So they're able to use my car and we can decorate it. Those things bring me and my husband so much joy.
Yeah.
I feel like, and sometimes we have to be careful because we have to set a budget that we don't just give away everything and we're having things in balance. But it feels so good, especially here in Mexico, because not everybody gets the same opportunities or has the same amount of help.
Also, just this girl that we're talking about, she was always with her dad.
Always with her dad.
So her losing her dad, was a lot. And it makes us feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Because we see her how maybe depressed she is or sad, or and then she's Annabelle's best friend as well. So
Yeah.
Annabelle sees that as well.
And I'll give you a little backstory on this because, as some of you know, my husband wasn't in Mexico for a year. He was getting his welding degree and he was working in the United States. And I was here alone with the kids. And so this family, the little girl is Annabelle's best friend. She's just little. And then the mom, she was born here in the ranch. Her family's from here. And then her dad spoke English because he spent so many years in the United States.
Yeah, he lived in Chicago for a while.
Right, before his daughter was born, so he spoke English. And he was the type of dad how my husband is a dad. He was with his daughter, and she's an only child. He was with his daughter all the time. And you guys know when I bring lunches and you watch me vlog bring lunches, it's all moms. He would bring lunch for his daughter. He was always taking her out, and he was very close with his wife. His wife was very dependent on him. I mean, anywhere. If you went anywhere during the day, they were always together, the three of them, the husband, the wife, and the daughter. So at night, when my husband wasn't here and the dad and the mom and all them would go to the plaza, the husband would sit down and he would talk to me and we would talk about the little girls. And that was the only family I felt safe that, like, Annabelle was allowed to go to their house and play. Because I never let my kids just go alone anywhere. But I trust him a lot. He's just such a dad. And he passed away last year unexpectedly. And he was a huge part of the community. And it was devastating for the ranch. And for his wife, it's unimaginable because they were together 24/7. They just had each other. And then he was the financial provider, and she stayed home with her daughter like most moms do here. And losing him just meant a huge chunk of their life, emotionally, financially, was just gone. So whenever we get the opportunity to help them, we do. And just last night when they came over and we were able to talk to her, it felt good because it was the first time I feel like we've been able to talk with the mom about, grief and how she was doing. And it's been almost a whole year, and it's the first time we've been able to talk to her and just let her know we're always here for her. because she was really stressed about her daughter in the parade and being part of the Reinas. And I was like, I know this part's stressful. I was like, but God gave us the opportunity to help you so that you can enjoy this moment with your daughter and not have to stress about buying a dress or decorating a car or whose car you're going to use. Like, just focus on enjoying this moment with her. And I'm going to bring my camera to take photos of them. But little things like that are just like what God calls us to do. And me and my husband love that.
I mean, that could be, life-changing for them. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know, I don't know what that little girl's going through. I'm sure it's more than I'd want to go through.
No, if the girls lost you, I can't. Our family would be very, very off balance for a long time. It would be very hard. But I can't always vlog those things because it's not appropriate. I don't want to take out my camera at that moment and be like, look at the family, we're helping, but I do want to let you guys know that not even donating money, just watching our vlogs and loving our family, that doesn't just like go to us. That is like a wave that goes through us and spreads out through Mexico, through our ranch. We're able to help so many people in our ranch when we go to Ocotlan, a lot of different things. It's just a really big blessing. And then our kids get to watch us do that. So sometimes we tell our kids, like, we might not be able to do this week because we're going to help this person, or we might have to do this, or this. And our kids are understanding of that. I don't want them growing up feeling like I want a lot of money just for me. I want to experience this and this and this. Yeah. I want them to feel joy. Of course, you want to have these beautiful experiences. Like, I was telling my husband I want to see the ocean so bad. We live in Mexico and we've never been to the ocean, even though I'm terrified of the ocean. Horrified. I want to be able to see it with my eyes.
Yeah, so she tells me, I want to go to the ocean, but I want to sit in the pool.
I want to be at the pool but have an ocean view. Those are experiences I would love to have. But I also know that there's a lot of things that come first. And if I have to give up something like that right now because we're helping a family, that brings me more joy. Like, I know the other things can wait and they'll come at their proper time. But it is sad, and it's hard to explain the relationship that this little girl did have with her dad. It was just
a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot for all of our families too, because we all cared about him a lot. But that's how a community comes together. We've came together for her, and I think a lot of the community has come together to help in ways that they can. It's not always financially. Sometimes it's just going for a walk with them, or bringing them over food, or anything.
I think you did photos from a couple of times, or a few times now.
No, I did. When her dad passed away, it was the biggest shock, because just that week before, I was sitting in the plaza talking to him about photos I did for his daughter, because she is an only child, and he loved to spoil her. He'd always go to Ocotlan and buy her new clothes and dress her up, and it's just really, really hard for her. And Annabelle is the best friend she could have, because Annabelle is so sweet to her. And, that was the reason we bought her a dress as well, because she asked if she could borrow one of Annabelle's dresses for the Reinas. And I was like, no, I'm going to probably go out there and buy them one. And I haven't shown the dress yet, because I want it to be a surprise when you guys see the desfile vlog. It's going to be the parade for spring, so the desfile de primavera. And then when you see her on top of my car, you're going to know that that was the little girl that that we pray over and that we help when we can. And then someone said, Lalo, how old is the little girl? She's 9 years old. So she lost her dad when she was 8. But yeah, it's hard. But we just want to let you guys know that just supporting our YouTube by watching our vlogs to just you guys are like helping other people all over Mexico because we're able to reach out and help families. Someone said, I lost my mom at the age of 40, hardest thing I have ever experienced. I can't imagine a little sweet girl having to experience that depth of grief. Yeah, that's exactly the word of it, the depth of grief. When you're that age, I don't know how people get through that. And especially here, people don't have the means to go through grief counseling because they still have to survive.
I think this little girl is going to counseling because like the VIF, they kind of do a program like that, like for kids, for kids that gone through that sort of thing.
Oh,
and
that's
then
cool.
her mom also goes to therapy at the VIF. Okay, I don't know how good it is, or I don't know, you know, what I mean, what
Right.
exactly they do, but I know they do have some resources. But I think it's also important for us to, you know, I mean, be involved with these people because, like I said, what good it is that we have money or, you know, what I mean, material things if we can't help anybody else out.
Really, what good is it? It wouldn't bring us as much joy. I literally could have been like, yes, borrow Annabelle's dress and I'll buy Annabelle a new dress. Like, that is not the way our family's mind works. I'm like, Annabelle has 100 dresses. I talked to Annabelle about it though, because Annabelle was thinking about doing the Reinas this year as well. And when we talked to Annabelle about it, she said, no, I want to support my friend. And she could have done the Reinas if she wanted. And Annabelle wanted to support her friend. And Annabelle actually went to try the dress on to make sure, because we wanted to surprise her with it.
They're about the same size.
Yeah, they're about the same size. And they're so funny. They're very chismosa with each other. They're the cutest little things. But we wanted to surprise her with the dress, and we did. And so I hope that it can just, I told her mom, I hope it gives her a moment of peace, that she can just watch her daughter in the Reinas and take a deep breath and enjoy the moment with her.
Mm-hmm. Which is probably extremely hard, you know what I mean?
No, I can't imagine. I actually told her mom that as well, that she is such a strong person because her life got turned upside down completely. And you can tell you can tell that she still carries a lot of grief on her, but she walks her daughter to school every day, brings her lunch, picks her up. She is so strong for what she is going through, to be able to hold it together, to even be able to still like consider putting her daughter through these special moments. I don't know mentally. When we had the rescue dog and it passed away because it had, I forgot what the illness was. It's a viral thing that attacked the dog's brain.
What was it?
Distemper. And it had gotten so bad that it went into her brain. I had the biggest emotional mental breakdown. I had to go see my mom. I had to talk to my doctor. It was really hard. And to see someone like her, I told her, like, still, you're living every day, even if it's really hard. She's so strong for that. And I wanted to make sure she knew that. Like, people see how strong she is and that not every mom can take that step. And not only that, you guys, she lived in a house with her husband and daughter. She had to leave her house and she had to move in with her mom and her sister and her grandma and everyone else. So you kind of like have this peacefulness when you walk into your home with your husband and kids, and then to go from that to like you'd have to live back with your whole entire family again, and you don't have your peaceful home that you decide how things are decorated and where things go. That alone would be a lot. Mm-hmm. Every time I walk past their old house, I think about, because they rented it, but they rented it for years, probably since from when their daughter was a baby. That was their home, and they had to move out. So that she's blessed, she has a home to live in, but you guys know how that must be, because me and my husband have had to do that at times, where we've had to go live with my family, and other people were living there, and it's different. You're missing a sense of peace that you really want in your own home. And then somebody was saying, where can you send money to help? We're not asking for money to help. We just wanted to let you guys know that just by watching our vlogs or hitting like or hitting share, that provides for us, like for our family, and also to help the people here in Mexico.
People that are in that situation. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't imagine that being easy at all, or I can't even imagine what that would take. So
No, but we help her where we can.
yeah, and a lot of people do. It's not just us. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people do help her family, and and whatever they can.
Right.
Because it is hard watching somebody that that was always so joyful and just completely turn around from that.
Right. Yeah, that was really hard. And we've been helping her for a while, but I don't know why. I just felt like mentioning it this time, especially because when you guys see the parade, I can't wait for you to see how beautiful her dress turned out. En el Señor, hermosa familia, muchas gracias. Okay, and then there's something else I wanted to talk about before we go, and I'm trying to think of.
I don't know, do you guys have any questions for us?
I lost a baby almost 5 years ago, and the grief sometimes is hard, even after many years. Memories in that house behind, that's hard. Yes, it's very hard. We have seen things here in Mexico, and my kids have seen things that are just unbelievable sometimes. For example, on my last vlog, I mentioned, I don't know if you've seen it when I got tacos, there was a little boy, and you could just see the back of his head. He was probably 7.
Yeah, 7 or 8 probably.
He was probably 7, and he was in very dirty clothes, very old shoes, and he came up and he asked me if I could buy him a taco. And I was thinking in my head, I'll buy you the whole taco stand, okay? I could have just wrapped him up and brought him home. They have families, though. It's not like this little boy doesn't have a family, but their family lives in severe poverty. And so we bought him a taco. He could have as many as he wanted. And then I also got him a chocolate milk. And then he came up to me and he's like, said in Spanish, he's like, I like English. And I was like, oh, do you know words in English? He's like, no, but I like English. He's so cute. But that is something that my kids have had to see here in Mexico is extreme poverty. And not because their family is like on drugs or doing something weird. It's just because of their life circumstances. And we have the opportunity then to show our kids, okay, we're gonna help them. Don't ignore them. Don't just give them 1 peso and walk away. Ask what they need. How are you? Are you doing okay? Like I always try to ask them, if they come up to me and ask me for change, because a lot of little kids will ask you for change. And I always say to them, ¿Cómo estás? Like I wanna know how your day was. I don't want them to just feel like, because you'll see people just pass them change and not look at them.
Yeah.
And just walk away. And especially when it's children, that hurts my heart. So I always try to say, like, how are you today? Or I always try to ask if they need something or want something. I'm going to give you an example. It was the day before Christmas. I think it was Christmas Eve, and it was the morning. And me and my mother-in-law went out to Ocotlan. And there was a little boy, he was probably around 8, and his mom had a baby in a carrier, and she was opening the door at a pizza place so that she could make a little bit of change. And I went into the tienda across the street, and I bought him a whole thing of Christmas presents. And I went over there, and I gave them some money, but I also gave him a bag of Christmas presents. And he was so shocked, and he's like, these are for me? And I was like, yeah, they're for you. And I was like, Merry Christmas. Because not just in Ocotlan, kids in the ranch, they don't expect like gifts on Christmas. They might get 1 or 2, but it's not like how it is for most people in the United States. I grew up getting, most of whatever I wanted for Christmas. And here it's a lot different. So being able to teach our kids how to give, but how to give joyfully, not just like, oh, here, I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do. But know that it's changing someone's life or it's changing someone's day, and for that to fill them. Mm-hmm. And I think it does, because Penelope, when she sees someone in need, she will give her last peso. She does not care if she's been saving for the greatest gift in the world. That little girl.
Cristiano too.
Cristiano too. they feel this pull in their heart that they're like, I will give my last dime for this person. But it's hard because I want to be able to show you guys us giving because I want you to be able to see the need in Mexico. But also I don't want to vlog it because I don't want people to feel like that's the reason I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I want them to know that like whoever I'm giving to, that they're important and we're doing it for them. 3 of my 4 kids lost school friends when they were young. It was hard experience for them that young. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. Does Cristiano want a brother? He might, but I am too tired. The Bible actually tells us that we have a responsibility to help provide for widows, and so all you will be blessed many times over. Thank you. Greetings from Davis, California. Your children are growing up in the richest environment. Yes, organic food, fresh air, positive, good people. Well done, Mom and Dad. Thank you so much. But you teach your kids how to love and reach out. It's a great blessing. Yes. Would you mind sharing about how much money you will be spending to build your home?
I don't know yet.
We will probably do a vlog on that though, because we write down everything we spend for our house because we have a budget that we have to stick to. So I think when we get further along, I wouldn't mind doing a vlog about that just because people who want to come to Mexico and build.
I think we'll end up doing a vlog once maybe the house is all the way done as far as like bricks. You know what I mean? Before we get into any of the finished work. That way you guys can get an idea of, maybe we can build the house up to here and then stop and then, what it would take to finish it.
And then someone else had a good question. What is the timeline on your house? We thought July, but it's getting pushed.
No, I don't think it's gonna be close. Probably December, if not January.
It's so funny though because I sent my mom a video of the top floor, and I was like, here's our bedroom and here's the bathroom, the master bathroom, and I was like, it's connected to our bedroom. And my mom's like, I get the master bathroom. And it's funny because she's serious. If she comes to visit, she's gonna want the master bedroom.
So I don't know if you've done a short on this or not, but we're started building onto the second floor now. So we're actually building our bedroom right now.
The master bedroom, and then we have a really big balcony. And someone asked, has Lalo ever built a house before? No. It's a lot of Mexican engineering. That's what my husband always called it.
So it's like some of the sketchiest things I've done.
But it works.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, the person who's building our home is a very, very experienced. This is the last home he'll be building. We're his retirement home.
Yeah.
So it's a little wild, but I have to trust him because he's been doing it for so long, and I feel like he's doing a good job.
So do I. I feel like, I kind of have to trust the process.
Last time visiting my hometown was in 1989. Still recall a bit of it. Oh, that's so cool. Mexican build the best homes, hands down. Yes, they do. And especially like our builder, he is building more traditionally. I think he knows what he's doing a little more.
Yeah.
My husband is a little OCD and he looks into everything. And I trust that if somebody's doing something that's not right, that my husband's going to pick up on that right away. And so far, I feel like you have trust these 2 men so much.
Well, I kind of had to. It's not like...
But
I can give my opinions and then take some opinions, but at the end of the day, if I overdo things, I'm perfectly fine with. Even if we do have to spend a bit more money, but at least I know, it's gonna last a bit longer, or maybe it's stronger, or
right.
You know what I mean?
And then someone on here said, this is a funny question. They're like, are your kids gonna have their own bedrooms? Okay, they could all have their own bedrooms. I guarantee you they will all be sleeping in the same room. like Abby and Cristiano.
Listen, if it was up to Erin, she'd have one like gigantic bed that would fit every one of us on it.
Yeah. No, I was watching a short about this mom who she co-sleeps, but because all of our kids sleep, they have their bedrooms. They don't sleep in mine and my husband's room. But I was watching this mom and she co-sleeps with her older kids all have a bed in their bedroom. And I was like, that would be so cool. I could have movie nights every night, snuggle
gosh.
parties.
Snuggle parties.
Yeah, no,
What?
I love my kids being around. And my kids love being around me. Like, they will all, because me and my husband only have, I don't even think it's a queen. Is it a full or is it a queen?
No, it's a full.
Okay, we have a full-size bed. Me and all four of my kids will somehow get onto that bed and all watch a movie together. And I just sit there and like take a deep breath and I'm like, this is what life is made of. Like, this is the joy right here. All my kids smushed into my bed. They could all be in their rooms and they all just want to come smushed in my, and we were watching a cartoon and even Abby was in there. And Abby's gonna be 16 in July, and it's so funny because she gets so sensitive when I talk about her. I'm like, you'll be 18 soon, you'll be an adult. And she's like, just stop. I can't even flip a tortilla, Mom. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So she is a mama's girl. All of them are. Yeah, and it's funny because I asked my husband that. This must be so strange for my husband because he did not grow up like sneaking into his mom's bed to sleep or to snuggle or anything. And so, but our kids do.
Wait, did you grow up like this?
A little bit. Yeah, I did. I would always, like, especially if I was sick, I'd lay in my mom's bed and my dad would go sleep on the couch or not every night, but our kids, they'll sneak into our bed. They love it.
Fun fact, my dad, I don't think I've ever seen my dad sleep on a bed. My dad
No,
always slept
never.
on the floor. Even here in Mexico with tile
Even
floors.
in this beautiful home, he would put a couple blankets down because he was used to sleeping on the ground as a kid. Yeah, it's wild. He always slept. But our kids, my kids always, I don't know if your kids are like that, but my kids always sneak into my bed and my husband acts like he's mad, but he lets them.
I mean, I don't get mad about it. It's just how I grew up.
How about Cristiano? It seems like he kind of flies under the radar compared to all the girls.
Me and Cristiano have the same personality.
And they're with each other. If Cristiano's not in school or at the camp with his friends, he's with my husband. How many bricks do you think Cristiano brings up to the house?
I don't know, today we moved like 300.
Cristiano's life is a little different because he's a boy and he's all boy. He is not, ever since he's little, he was not interested. He loves the girls and he loves going for walks and stuff, but he's not interested in talking about boys or dolls or dresses. He's really into horses right now. He has been begging to start horse lessons again. So me and my husband have said we're gonna make that a priority to have him back in horse lessons. But he does fly under the radar a little bit, but we also don't push him to be like the girls. He likes just being calm and chill, like my husband.
Man, when it was just me and Cristiano here in Mexico, Aaron and the girls went to Michigan, and I remember the house being so quiet. Okay,
Thought you were gonna say clean.
Well, no, I mean it was just nobody. He was just like doing his own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if we were outside, then we were both outside and we were working. If we came inside, we'd go, we'd go lay down and then watch our phone or whatever it was and then go to sleep. There wasn't any
drama.
Yeah, there wasn't any drama of any sorts or.
You didn't ask him like what girls he likes right now.
No.
He'll tell Abby what girls he likes, but he won't tell me, and I don't know why he won't tell me because I'm such a cool mom, I thought he'd tell me, but he won't. Abby always has to give me the chisme about that. Yeah, Cristiano, though, he is the sweetest man. And actually, one of my friends, she lives in Chicago, but it is so funny. We became friends because she started watching Touchlight Homestead, And her husband was born and raised here, but she didn't know that yet, okay? So she was watching my vlogs and she was like, why does this place look so familiar? And I think this is how I remember her telling me. And she's like, oh my gosh, like telling her husband, look at, this is your ranch, this is your ranch. And so then she came here, and she met me and she's like, I can't believe our family is from the same ranch. And she just came back again for spring break. She's here right now and she loves Cristiano because her husband is very calm and quiet. And she's like, you are raising such a good little man. He's gonna be such a good husband. And that makes me feel good when people around me can see my kids growing into good people. But she is the sweetest. Whenever she comes back, last time she brought me cheese curds from Culver's because I miss them so much. She bought us a big thing of cheese curds and we tore them up. It's so good. But it's just funny because she notices how good of a little kid he is.
A lot of people do.
And how sweet he is. And then there was Annabelle, and she was like raining terror in the plaza last night.
Always.
You have to have that one kid, you guys. There's always that one kid. But you know what? I won't put out her fire. I hold it back a little bit because Annabelle can really elevate herself. But I try to tell her that God is going to use that for his good. Because you know what, you guys? There are those people out there who are these calm, kind, joyful people. You can see to them. But sometimes God needs people with a fire in them, needs somebody to raise their voice or to stand up for things that are wrong or is not scared. So I don't try to dim that in Annabelle, like her spiciness, but I do try to direct it the right way. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like when you have that elevatedness, it can either be brought towards anger and you're mad all the time, or it can be brought towards God's will. Why do you have this like loud voice? Why do you have this
Listen, not me. All the girls are like my babies, okay? I've never even like pinched them or like spanked them or I can't even yell at them, okay? So Annabelle's like, you know what I mean,
No.
off limits.
If Annabelle gets in trouble, like if she knows that she did something wrong and she can't come get me, she'll yell for her dad. Like if Abby's annoying her, she'll be like, I'm getting dad. Because you baby Annabelle, even though she is spicy, you baby her terribly.
I baby Pee-Pee too and Abigail.
No, Annabelle's worse. And it's funny because when I was pregnant with Annabelle, we didn't know what we were going to name her yet. And my husband didn't name any of the kids except Annabelle. And he came home, he's like, I want to name her Annabelle. And she came out spicy and brava, and she's very, very smart. And there's something about that you just can't. I think it's because you think it's funny, and you're like, I can't. Because
Chris, I don't know, she looks a lot like my dad too.
Well, and yeah, she looks just like your dad. She has his same eyes, nose. Annabelle just got a new pair of sandals, so chancletas, and it was so funny because the bigger kids, like Abigail and Cristiano, they could 100% overpower her. They are terrified of Annabelle.
All of them.
They do not want the repercussions of Annabelle. So now she has a new pair of chancletas, and she does not play around. Like, she will go find those chancletas, and everybody will run and hide. And I'm like, you better not throw them.
I think Pee-Pee's gonna be spicy too, just like Annabelle.
I don't think so. I think Annabelle is her spice because they're best friends. I think Penelope's the real calm. We call her the wise baby. But Annabelle's her spice. Like, Annabelle protects her. Okay, let me get back to a couple questions. We're looking for, you're right. The youngest has such a strong personality and ornery. My mom once told me, remember, you cannot spank his personality out of him. Sometimes I had to pray. Yes. No, I have to pray.
Wait, that's another thing that's different between me and Aaron. Okay, so my parents, not once did I get spanked in my life. Not one time. Not even anything. So
I got spanked all the time. And I was so kind and loving, and my mom spanked me. My dad never spanked me. My dad was like, he could never. He spoiled me like how you spoil Annabelle.
Yeah, I know.
But no, we have never spanked our kids. They get timeouts, and they get things taken away, like they have consequences. But we've never spanked them. And I always tell them, sometimes I'm cooking with a wooden spoon, and I'm like, you guys think you have it bad? We just get spanked with a wooden spoon. We turned out just fine, but I don't know if any of you guys got spanked growing up. I personally don't feel like when my mom had to discipline us, I don't feel like it was wrong. I just never felt like I could do that just because that's not my personality. It's hard for me to keep them in timeout. I'd rather them just like get over whatever's going on and come snuggle in bed with me.
Come snuggle in bed.
My mom chased me with the chancla. I seen a mom here, and I am not even joking. They had a 2-story house, and this was when I first moved to Mexico. And you hear about the chancla, but until you see it in real life, you can't believe it. So this little boy was on the ground. I was taking a walk, like a peaceful evening walk, and this little boy was saying bad words in Spanish. He was probably 5, okay? And he's at the bottom of the house right next to me. And he's like laughing. And all of a sudden I see his mom come out of the balcony on top. And she's like, I don't know what at the time she was saying in Spanish. And he was laughing. She threw this chancla so hard at him, it missed him by like a half an inch. He started laughing so hard. And this mom was not laughing. She was serious. She grabbed the other one and just tried to, and it hit his back. And he was like, ah. And then he just kept running down the road. I don't know at what point he went back home. I don't know how the chancla system works. Like, do you get in trouble and then they spank you one time with it and then you move on? Or do you get spanked with it and then you get in, like you have to go sit in timeout? I don't understand the process of the chancla.
I don't know. I never got spanked, so I won't be able to tell you.
But kids here, they truly do not play around. Like moms will go, they'll grab their shoe, or they'll like pull their ear, and they'll do that in school. Like we'll have school meetings, and because all the moms are so close with each other, they discipline their kids in front of you and no one says anything. I have to look away because I start laughing and I don't want them to think I'm disrespectful. But I think it's so funny that these little kids are so naughty and they know they're going to get spanked with that shoe.
Well,
And they're still naughty. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, he said, I was spanked for a reason, and I can say it was always something I did that needed correcting. Annabelle and Penelope are gonna run your vlog. They love the camera. I think Annabelle will. Annabelle makes her own mini vlogs that I don't post. They are so funny. She is so funny. And she talks a bunch of chisme about like our family and Abigail and all this other stuff. And I'm like, this needs to be the bloopers of Touch a Light Homestead at like the end of the vlogs. Annabelle just giving everybody's business out. Oh wait, you don't spank with the chancla, they throw it at you. I've seen some moms spank with it. I've seen moms throw it from 2nd-story buildings across the room, spank. And the kids are like, as soon as the mom bends down to get that shoe, they're like, all right, we'll stop. But yeah, I was kind of curious of the process. Do they spank and then the kids run off? Or do they spank and then they're grounded?
I don't know. I didn't get spanked, so I don't know.
Yeah, you should have been spanked.
Well, I wasn't.
Your mom was a bit of a pushover with you. He should have been more disciplined as a child. No, my mom threw it. We knew she was on the phone and we were loud. Oh my gosh, she would throw it. And we knew to shut up. We shut up after that. I love when your grandmother calls Penelope me, how do you say that? Prietita?
Prietita.
She calls also Penelope her pollito or something like that, pollita. Yeah, she thinks it's funny. My mom just threw the chancla, and that was a warning. Okay, so the throwing of the chancla is the warning. And then after that, it could get worse. I seen a mom spank her little boy all the way up to the kindergarten front door. And then there was Penelope, who if she shed one tear, I was like, she has to go back home with me. Annabelle was obsessed with her chupon, her sucky, when she was little. And I wish I would have took a photo, but when she went to kindergarten here in the ranch, and Annabelle's very smart. She's even very like street smart. And she would sneak that sucky into school and she'd put it in her backpack. And one day her teacher caught her and was like, she shouldn't have a sucky, she's too old. And I was like, no, I agree. I didn't agree, but because she was too cute with it. But Annabelle's so funny, she used to sneak that in there. But yeah, some of the moms.
I remember her getting out of school and then instantly going for that pocket, grabbing her, sucking, and bam, putting it in her mouth as soon as she got out of school.
But she would look to make sure the teacher wasn't watching.
Yeah.
Annabelle is just one time, because if you guys watch my vlogs, you see that the kids are in class, and then what they do is they leave class and they walk to the front gate and they grab the lunch from their moms, and then we go to the side and we sit with them while they eat lunch. And Annabelle had a teacher who she didn't get along with, okay? And she wasn't supposed to leave class for lunch because she didn't finish something. She snuck out of class. None of the other kids had left yet. And she sat down and ate lunch. And I could see her kind of looking around. And I was like, what's wrong? She's like, I wasn't supposed to leave. And she ate her lunch and she ran. It's like, and the teacher came out and he's like, why did Annabelle sneak out of class? And I was like, I don't know where she went. I think she ran off to play. Gosh. She shouldn't have been kept in class because I know that she could have finished that homework. Oh my goodness. But they're still our sweet babies. Yes, they are still our sweet babies. Oh my gosh, you guys. The chancla stuff is too much. All right, we are going to get ready for bed. So if you guys have any more questions, let us know right now, and we'll answer a couple more questions. But it's Monday tomorrow, and we have a long day ahead of us.
Man, we have so much to do tomorrow.
I used to use a spatula here in Wisconsin like they do with the chancla. Yes, the spatula is not a joke. Greetings from Austin, Texas. My aunt is actually in Dallas, and I want to go see her so bad. Ours were continuing spanking. Yeah, spankings were the worst. Do you vlog every day? I don't vlog every day, but lately because the fiestas are coming up, the reinas, a lot of spring events, I'm going to be vlogging for you guys a lot more. Can't wait to see your house done and putting down terracotta floors. Yes, we'll keep you guys updated on that because
if anybody knows where they sell flagstone in Jalisco, let me know.
Yeah, you guys let us know, and let us know your ideas. Not modern ideas, artistic Hispanic hacienda ideas.
Oh gosh.
Okay, and then I'll answer one more. Oh, hello from Dallas. My husband is from the rancho near Guadalajara, and we love your videos. Blessings. Oh, that's so cool. My aunt's in Dallas, you guys. I want to go see her and my uncle so bad. Yes, Guadalajara is right near us. See, thank you so much. And you guys, if you have not already, please like and subscribe. I cannot wait to the day. I always prayed for 1,000 subscribers, and I think we're at 63 right now, 63,000. And my goal is to hit 100,000. I feel like that would just be such a big achievement for our family, and being able to spread light and joy and goodness and love and light in Mexico. Not everybody gets to see all the beautiful things we show them here. They don't even know places like this exist. And
some people just haven't returned back to Mexico for a long time.
Yeah, a lot of people live in the United States and they left and they can't come back for whatever reason. And this gives them a little piece of home. And I love hearing that. And I love hearing from you guys. I read through every comment. When you guys tell me where you're watching from, I love that. And then I'm going to say one more thing. Somebody said, have you been to Mazamitlan? Is that how you say it?
Mazamitlan, yeah.
That is such a dream of our family to be able to go to Mazamitlan. It's just outdoorsy. There's so many cool things to do, and it's a big piece of Jalisco. We want to do that. But I think, I don't want to say we gotten behind, but we have to budget so carefully for our home. We're putting so much into it so that it can get done. So we're trying to budget every month so that we can take a trip like that. And I know once our home is done, our plan is to be able to go to different parts of Mexico, especially in Jalisco, and show you guys. We never thought we would like to travel we never thought we were a traveling family. We really like going to new places.
Oh, there's so many things to see in Mexico.
There's so many things to see. Historical things. There's so many cool places to eat and new people to meet. We love being able to meet new people and hear their stories. Everybody has a really unique story here, and we love that as well. So hopefully one day we'll go to Mazamitlan, or one day I'm gonna go to Puerto Vallarta and look at the ocean.
From your pool.
I'm not gonna go in the ocean because I'm not even gonna tell you guys all the dangers that are in the ocean. The ocean, I don't understand. I cannot fathom how people just go into the ocean. You know what I mean?
Listen here, Fancy Nancy. Okay, did you just go in there? You don't think about what's in there.
I know for a fact you would not go knee deep in the ocean.
No, I don't even like water.
Because
I lived in California my whole entire life. Not once did I go in the ocean.
But that's what I'm telling you, because you have a sense of survival, right?
Gosh.
That's why you wouldn't go knee deep.
No, it's not a sense of survival. I just didn't like it.
No, it's a sense of survival. And I'm telling you guys, I have seen videos. My sister didn't believe me, my sister Emily, because I told her about my fear of orcas. And because people think that orcas live in the wild and are like nice to people, and they're not. Orcas are smart enough to make people think that they're safe.
I feel like you have an irrational fear of all these different things. Chihuahuas, cows.
I'm warning
orcas.
people of real life things. So my sister Emily, she's more go with the flow, okay? I'm gonna tell you, it makes my stomach hurt even thinking about it. My cousin Jackie lives out in Massachusetts. Now, the minute I think of Massachusetts, there's two things that come to my mind. Can you guess what those two things are?
No, I don't want to know.
Okay, when somebody says Massachusetts to me, and I swear to you since I was a little kid, the first thing that comes to my mind is deep, dark, creepy water, like the deep, dark, creepy ocean.
You used to jump in the lake. In
The lake
Michigan.
is not salted. The deep, dark, creepy ocean, not a lake, ocean, and witches. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. So my sister Emily, I was telling her about how dangerous orcas are in the wild. And my sister Emily likes the ocean.
If you're
stuff.
a seal.
Hun, let me tell them this, because they need to know. And my sister Emily went to Massachusetts to visit my cousin Jackie. And I was like, well, did you go in the ocean? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, how deep did you go? And she's like, probably to my neck. Do you know how many shark attacks? You know how they put the radars on sharks, like great whites, and they track them? I track the path of these great white sharks. Like on the internet, you can track the path.
Why would you do that?
That's what I do. I don't watch Netflix shows. I watch the tracking path of great white sharks. So many of them go through the deep, dark waters of like Cape Cod and Massachusetts and stuff. My sister Emily like doesn't even care. I was like, do you realize? I was like, was it clear water? And she's like, no.
But you, Fancy Nancy.
No, Emmy's like, it was dark water. She walked into great white shark, orca infested, deep, dark ocean water. And I don't understand how that could bring her any joy in life.
Listen, and you're trying to go to Puerto Vallarta.
to look at the ocean, not to go in
Then
it.
what is the point? You look at a picture.
Okay,
I'll bring you a magazine.
No, but I gotta go further into this. So then, this was just like 2 visits ago with my sister, and I'm sitting at her house. We're in the bed, it's late at night, and I said, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Orcas live out in Massachusetts, like in that water. And she's like, no, they don't. So we called my cousin right then, and I was like, my cousin who lives there, and I was like, have you ever seen an orca in the wild where you live? And she's like, absolutely, I have. Out in the wild ocean where my sister was swimming. And then my sister's like, there's never been an attack on a human being. That's because they're smart and they don't want you to think that they're dangerous, even though I agree that they are a top predator above great white sharks. I truly believe this. And only a wise person would know that. So then my sister's like, well, like how far up on the shore can they get?
How is this possible?
No, orcas can go all the way up to ankle deep water. And I'm telling you, I don't want there to be a day that they take someone in the wild, but people need to be careful. Because there's going to be a day they snap, because they know they can. It doesn't make sense. That's how I know.
It doesn't make sense that you're so paranoid about all these things.
But it's real life things. I don't know how people can
No,
go
not
into
if-
Massachusetts ocean water and not be afraid. Like, where's
As
the
long
joy?
as I don't live in the ocean, I'm not over there like freaking the Little Mermaid, then I'm fine.
You know what? My husband wouldn't even go in the ocean because he'd think about every single thing I said.
No,
I know
don't
for
like the
a
ocean.
fact.
I don't even like going to the pool.
I know for a fact, if we went to the ocean, my husband, all the things I've warned him about would cross his mind.
No, I'd be in the backyard building our house while you go to the ocean.
I'm not going to the ocean alone.
Well,
I'm going to tell
you're
you
not
that
even
right
going
now.
in it. You're going
I'm
in the
not going to
pool.
the ocean alone.
You're going
Even
in the pool.
the essence of the ocean, I'm not going to be alone in
Oh,
that.
speaking of the essence, listen. So the other day, okay, I come home to eat breakfast, and I asked Erin to make me some quesadillas with whatever it was she made, okay? And
You
I
only
mean,
had a
I
little
swear,
bit of cheese left.
I swear, it was like the essence, like the soul of the cheese. Okay, there was like no cheese to be seen on the tortilla. It was just
It
like
was melted into the tortilla.
this doesn't happen. Okay, cheese just doesn't magically disappear on a tortilla.
No, my husband's so rude. He opened it and he's like, is this the essence of the cheese? And I was like, it's the last of the cheese. I tried to like spread it out amongst the tortillas.
No, you don't spread cheese out. That's you spread butter, not freaking cheese. What?
Well, I'm not even getting the essence of the ocean alone. That would be like a family trip, and it would just be to view it, like the beauty of it, poolside.
Yeah, you look at a picture. Go online and look at
Poolside.
it.
Because I'm not even going to mention whales. They're not
My
the top of the list, but I'm telling you guys right now.
Dude, we used to go fishing on the ocean all the time in Cabrillo Beach. Jennifer pulled out a 4-foot shark.
Dangerous. Outright dangerous.
I think weird.
I think I am gonna have my sister on the next live because I want you guys. I need you guys to be able to see the contrast between somebody living a wild, dangerous life going out in the dark Massachusetts ocean and someone like me living the calm life here in the rancho. Because I am not dealing with no orcas.
You don't have
I'm
to.
telling you right now. If you ever watch,
You don't. I guarantee you, there's no orca gonna go in your freaking full-size bed.
my phone knows I'm in fear of ocean animals, so it will always bring up these people who are wearing GoPros and they have these experiences with animals. And there has been only one time where I have seen the appropriate reaction because people will be like out on their paddle boards and stuff and they'll see orcas and they'll be like,
How is this
No, but
your
listen.
way of thinking? I
no,
don't
listen,
understand.
they'll be like, wow, oh my gosh, hey buddy. And I'm like, and then, but this one girl, she was not too far from shore, and you guys might have seen this, and this pod of orcas start swarming her. She full-blown panics. If that ever happened to me, I'd want somebody to knock me out until I was at shore safely.
For what, so you could drown?
If we were on a boat and the orcas started swarming like they do with the icebergs when they go under them to make a wave to capsize it. I would need somebody to put a life jacket on me and knock me out because I could not live through that terror and that fear. I will not put myself in the situation to go scuba diving, to go on a boat. It's too much for me.
Dude, I'd ride that freaking whale.
You would
Like
not.
JB
They will
Mooney.
drag you to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, that's one other thing I want to tell you guys before we go, and this is the last thing. My daughter Annabelle, the spicy one, she loves PBR, like professional bull riding. She knows all about JB Mooney, and at night, when most kids like want to watch a cartoon or something, she wants to watch the PBR. She wants to be up to date on it. She loves bull riding, and then she watches
No, you know what else? This is how you're gonna get like Annabelle's personality, okay? So ever since she was a little baby, we would sit down and watch Tom and Jerry. Okay, you know how bad Tom and Jerry is?
Is it bad?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you think about naughty things.
Like what? Like knocking each other out and
Yeah,
stuff?
like, you know what I mean? Like just doing naughty things to other things. Okay, this is Annabelle's personality. This is my personality. Okay, this is what we grew up on.
Well, I didn't know Tom and Jerry's like that. She likes PBR though. And she seen somebody wearing a PBR sweater the other day and she was like, I want one of those. So I think if we do go to the States for vacation or something, I'm gonna try to bring her to some sort of bull riding thing so she can see it in real life. But she loves PBR and she loves watching JB Mooney. She'll watch like JB Mooney YouTube interviews and like his life and stuff like that. It is so funny. But we don't even know why she likes it that much.
I don't know, but you know what? Let us know if you guys want to watch some of Annabelle's videos.
Yeah, you guys let us know if you want to watch some of Annabelle's videos on. Oh wait, someone said something about this weird thing in PNW where they will wear. Stop it.
What?
They will wear dead salmon as hats. They are weird creatures. I honestly wish I knew why they do this ritual.
Who does this? Like people like you?
No, orcas
Oh, that's weird.
in the wild will wear salmon as hats.
Yeah, it's probably like a.
Why did you have to say that? It's going to take everything in me not to look that up right now. I cannot. Because if that is true, I'm telling you, I'm not like overthinking it. They are weird.
My gosh.
Crocodiles in Puerto Vallarta, be careful. Oh yeah, don't worry, I'm not going in the ocean. I'll look at it. I'll take a vlog for you guys. I don't even know if I'd dip my toe because I'm really afraid of those
You know
one
you can
black
go
things that just
virtually?
bite. No, I want to feel the mist of the ocean.
I'll spray you with a spray bottle. Like while you're doing it virtually.
No, I need to feel the mist of it.
My gosh.
All right, guys, we're gonna get going. I'm not gonna look up orcas putting salmon on their head. I'm gonna look that up and I'm gonna send it to my sister so she knows not to go in the ocean. But on the next,
Man, maybe it's like their party hat.
I'm not overthinking the orcas. I'm telling you guys, you just wait and see. And they don't want people
Who's they? I don't understand who you're
the
talking about.
orcas, they don't want people to take them out, so they act like they'd never hurt anyone.
No, they're like the panda
Annabelle,
of the
come
ocean.
here, you tell them. Annabelle doesn't like orcas either. Do you think
Annabelle,
orcas
wait,
are
hold on,
safe?
wait, hold on. What's your most favorite cartoon?
First place, I think Tom and Jerry Spirits, and
Spirit's a good one.
and
Tom and
that's it.
Jerry.
That's it. Annabelle, how do you feel about orcas?
I don't like them. They're mean, vicious animals.
Right, and do they live anywhere in the ocean?
Yes, they live in dark, deep, wavy waters.
Right. Me and Annabelle be watching videos together about orcas.
They're
Don't
mean,
we?
vicious animals.
Listen, don't listen to your mom, okay?
Annabelle, who is the $7 million bull rider?
JB Mooney.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. All right, you guys, we are gonna get going, and all of you, I hope you have a beautiful, blessed night. If you have not already, please like and subscribe and share our vlogs with your friends and families. And watch out for orcas if you're going to the ocean or if you live anywhere by the deep, dark Massachusetts oceans. Buenas noches, everyone.
Bye.